So today is a day that is filled with mixed emotions, unfortunately. It is a happy day and it is a sad day. It is a happy day because one lucky subscriber is going to take home this beautiful custom etched binder right here. This is the Fan Clan Master Set for Stellar Crown. This was etched by the Unlucky Collector on Instagram. Does a fantastic job every set release. Make sure to drop a follow for the Unlucky Collector. But this has every single card that you can pull from a Stellar Crown booster pack in this binder. So we're going to give this away to one lucky subscriber in just a second. It's a sad day, unfortunately, because only one person can win. I wish I could literally just give away thousands of master sets, but unfortunately I can't do that. But we can give away one with every set release. So one lucky subscriber is going to win every single set release. And we do have a lot of bangers as far as sets go coming out. So like Surging Sparks is top shelf, and Terrestrial Festival, I'm sure it's going to be slapping. And I'm sure the Trainer Pokemon set, the Rocket set, those coming out, those are going to be amazing too. We are starting our slow climb to 200,000 subscribers. We're like 63,000 away. We got a long way to go. But if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button down below. As we grow, we'll give more away. But I really appreciate you guys just being here. Let's announce a winner. Congratulations to Rhonda. 675. I think it's 675. Rhonda, I'm going to put it up here. It might be 765. Rhonda, congratulations. You are the winner. I have pinned your comment on the Master Set video. All I need you to do is just reach out to me with your credentials, and then we can get your mailing information so we can get this beautiful binder out to you. You can find me on Instagram at danny.phantom, or just email me, dannyphantomcontent@gmail.com. We'll just get you verified and then get this sent off to you. So congratulations, Rhonda. If you didn't win, like I said, just come back. There's going to be more chances. So we got a lot of good sets coming. It'll happen eventually. I wish I could give, honestly, like I love giving stuff away. Unfortunately, there's just only so much I can do. But I do want to talk today. There's a lot going on in the Pokemon TCG world. Obviously, Pokemon Pocket is making a lot of stir right now, and that's going to come out next month, October 30th. So we're gonna do Pokemon Pocket content as we get nearer to the date. Obviously, I have an Apple phone, so I'm not VPNing. I'm not getting an Android. I'm not doing anything with New Zealand right now, but I am very excited watching some of the early gameplay. It looks fun. It looks fun, even if you just want to do the free stuff, and that's all I would recommend doing, is just open up your free packs, have a little fun with it. It looks interesting, but I want to talk about the restocks that are happening like right now. Like there's stuff happening right now as far as restocks go, and some people call it reprints, some people can call it restocks. You can call it whatever you want. In my mind, truly, it is an actual restock. This product is already in existence. Usually what happens, and if we rewind time to the actual reprint that happened of Roaring Skies, which was a long time ago now. It's hard to believe that it was like almost 10 years ago that they reprinted Roaring Skies, a long time after the set came out. And really what happens then is the distributor will reach out, and they did this with Evolving Skies, they did this with some other sets too. They will reach out to LGSs and they will be like, hey, it sounds like Pokemon is reprinting this set. How much would you like? So that way they can put their order into Pokemon, and then Pokemon will allocate them, the distributors will allocate the LGSs, and so on and so forth. Really what they do, it's like kind of like the same thing as a new set release, except it's an older set. So that is a true reprint. Restocks happen when there's a limited amount of quantity that kind of shows up at distribution or shows up at the Pokemon warehouse, which is located in like Bellevue, Washington, and there's probably a couple other of them like smattered throughout the United States. But usually what happens is there will be additional product that is filtered into that warehouse through means of, overseas. Maybe there's some that got dispersed overseas that didn't sell very well and they're shipping it back over to the United States. Or maybe, and this is really my thought process, distribution companies that stock big box stores, or the actual physical big box stores themselves who might sell booster boxes, like Best Buy or Walmart or GameStop. They usually are married more to that MSRP price point, and if they have slow stock moving and they can't really sell it anymore because they're like, well, that's too old now, we want to recycle into a new product, then they might have a deal where they ship that back for credit or for the next set. So let's say Walmart distribution center sells booster boxes online that is fulfilled by Walmart. Maybe they didn't sell everything and they're like, hey, we want to send this back to you for a credit on the next set or whatever. And then Pokemon will be like, hey, here we go, we've got more Paldea Evolved booster boxes that we can then disperse to distribution centers that will stock LGSs. So I think that's kind of what we're looking at here. But there's a fair amount of products that are going to be kind of hitting the market, that have already started hitting the market now. It's not a full-fledged reprint or a large restock by any means, but it is going to move the needle. And there's probably 2 or 3 that we actually needed, and a couple that are head scratchers. So I'm going to flip you guys around, and we're going to talk about it as we get into it. So I'm not rambling too much without giving you the actual information that you want to see. We're going to start out looking at the booster bundles for Scarlet and Violet 151. So this product, there is going to be more that are available, at least for your LGSs. I would assume there's still a fair amount in distribution centers that are stocking these big box stores, but we are going to be getting more Scarlet and Violet 151 bundles. Now, unfortunately, when a new product releases, a new set releases, a lot of times these distribution companies, wholesale companies, are married to that wholesale price tag. Once you get restocks, especially for popular products that are more expensive, you do not get wholesale pricing anymore as an LGS. So these are available for a lot of storefronts. Unfortunately, they are very close to market pricing. So I don't know how much of the needle this is going to move. There is going to be more Scarlet and Violet 151 out there. However, when you start putting LGSs at the point where they're charging maybe 10-15% below market price for an item, it's very difficult for an LGS to be like, okay, well, I'm going to sell this at MSRP and take a bath because I want to do right by my customers. Really, they're going to want to break even at least on some of these products. So Scarlet and Violet 151, more booster bundles available. Unfortunately, right now, there's not enough that are becoming available, and that's not to say there's not going to be more coming, but as of right now, not enough that it's really going to move the needle a lot, in my opinion. You can see at one point in time, this was down to $32.79. That's when we had a very large restock in April. It's been climbing ever since then. It hit $48.92 recently. It has shifted back down a little bit, sitting at $42.58. So it's lost about 8% or so, or no, a little bit more than that, about 12% over the past couple months. Still about 7.42% over the past year. But again, booster bundle is going to be hitting the open market a little bit more. Not, in my mind, not enough that's really going to move that needle up to the point where a lot of people want it. Now, again, that's not to say that more won't be coming. This is just really early on. We're not even in October yet. When we had this giant reprint in 2021, there was a ton of product that got dumped end of November, beginning of December, really right in time for last minute holiday shopping and things like that. So there could very well be a very large restock that's coming in the near future. Right now, this is just much smaller of a restock. So here's the booster bundle case. These also will probably be available at some LGSs that maybe you didn't see them at before. Same thing as what we saw with just the loose bundles. These were down to $352.83 right before we got this larger restock back in April. Now it's gone up a little bit. It hit $497.90 recently. That was its 1-year high. It's backed off a little bit to $448.30, which is relatively flat over the past year. So it's done fairly well, staying relatively flat. Unfortunately, the booster bundle was already very high to begin with, well above the MSRP price tag of like $26. So this was already too expensive to begin with. Just not enough product to meet demand, unfortunately. We are also getting, surprisingly, there's also going to be more mini tins. Now, these haven't hit the open market yet, but these are going to be coming in the near future. So this is just another option to get booster packs of Scarlet and Violet 151, which is great. No ETBs announced, no ultra premium collections announced as of yet. But the good thing about the mini tins is this does put more booster packs, more packs out there for people who want to open packs, which is really, really good. October of 2023, this was down to $134.66. It's been doing nothing but climbing over the past year. It's up about 39.5% over the past year. You can see on TCG Player, very small amounts of quantities that have sold. This is just a display case. So this has everything in it. You're not going to be able to buy this at like a big box store. Your only way to buy these are going to be on TCG Player online or at a brick and mortar at an LGS, because once they get to those big box stores, they get ripped open right away and the tins get sold individually. So you can see right now sitting at $188.25, still doing extremely well. That's a 1-year high for this product, but it looks like more of these mini tins are going to be hitting the market within the next month or so. There's going to be a restock of those, which is going to impact this right here. So this is the loose booster pack of Scarlet and Violet 151, which has been trending up quite a bit over the past year in large amounts of quantity that has been sold. Now, not as much as what there was, at the end of 2023 when Scarlet and Violet 151 originally came out, or even the beginning of 2024, but you're still looking at 400 or 500 copies that are being sold every couple of days, which is still quite a bit. And you're looking at a product that's about $7 for a booster pack, just a loose booster pack, which is quite high compared to where it was. $5.39 is where it was at the beginning of the year. It's gone up quite quite a bit. At one point in time, it did hit that $7.87 price point. It's up about 11%, which is very strong growth over the past year, and that just goes to show you the demand of Scarlet and Violet 151 and the supply just unable to keep up with it, even with all those deals that we saw at like Costco and other places that packaged in 151 products that then could be opened up for booster packs and things like that. So Scarlet and Violet 151 already starting to trend down a little bit, as you can see over the past couple weeks. Should go down a little bit more. You might see it sub $7 fairly soon here, but it looks like there's going to be some help with a restock of Scarlet and Violet and 151. So this is probably the most popular product that's been talked about over the past few weeks. This is Paldea Evolved. There is a restock that has happened of Paldea Evolved. Again, unfortunately, same situation as what we saw with Scarlet and Violet 151, where a lot of distribution centers are selling this at a market price or at a price that is closer to what you see for the market. So I don't know if this is going to be impacted a ton. You might see the needle move a little bit. You might see a drop 7-8% down, but I don't think we're going to be seeing $100 Paldea Evolved booster boxes, unfortunately, because that is unfortunately less than what a lot of distribution companies are charging for wholesale prices right now. Wholesale prices just don't exist anymore when it comes to these restocks. So you can see in February of 2024, this was down to $91.58. It's been climbing quite a bit. It's up about 44% over the past 7-8 months right now, sitting at $136.04, which is just off of its high point of $143.29. The good thing is, even at that $143.29, you're still looking at about $20 below MSRP. Remember when Scarlet and Violet came out, they changed the MSRP pricing where it's about $160 instead of that $143 like it was for Sword and Shield, for Sun and Moon, for X and Y. So Paldea Evolved is getting restocked, but not a big restock by any means. And unfortunately, it does look like it's going to be a little bit more expensive, a lot more expensive than what the original wholesale price was when Paldea Evolved originally came out. So I do have some coming. I do think it'll be interesting to kind of look and open up a Paldea Evolved booster box once it gets here, so that way we can look, verify pull rates, things like that, because obviously pull rates have changed since then. But Paldea Evolved looks like we'll get a little bit of help for Paldea Evolved, which is good because booster packs are also starting to climb quite a bit. So having more booster packs on the market is going to be really good. $3.73 is where a Paldea Evolved booster pack currently is. It's about 28.5% growth over the past year. In October of 2023, that was a $2.50 booster pack, and it's been doing nothing but going up ever since then, with still strong quantities being sold on a daily basis, at least on TCG Player, sitting at $3.73 right now, which is just off of its one-year high of $3.77. So this hitting the market is going to help ease things a little bit up on that one as well. Another big one is going to be Twilight Masquerade. Now, no booster boxes, unfortunately, but there was a restock of these bad boys right here, sleeve boosters, which is really important because sleeve boosters by themselves have hit about $4.07, at least online. You can still find these in stores, but MSRP on this product is a little bit higher. You're looking at like $4.50 if you go into Target, if you go into Walmart. So it's nice to buy it online for a little bit cheaper, and this should come down a little bit with more sleeve booster packs hitting the open market. In June, this was sitting at $3.23. It's gone up a lot. We saw Twilight Masquerade booster boxes shoot up like crazy as that hunt for the Greninja SIR just kept exploding. You know, that Greninja SIR hit $200, $300, whatever it hit for a copy of the Greninja SIR. And because of that, there's a lot of chase people who are looking to open up Twilight Masquerade products. With booster boxes being a little bit higher, the good thing is at least they can shift their attention to something like sleeve booster packs. So having a restock of that should help ease and slow the growth of the Twilight Masquerade booster boxes, because people will be focusing more on the available products, which is going to bring the price tag down for this one. So it's a good thing seeing a little bit more Twilight Masquerade product hit the market. Unfortunately, again, not booster boxes, but it does look like sleeve boosters are going to play an impact. Another one is the Obsidian Flames booster box. It looks like there's a smaller restock on this one. Unfortunately, like Paldea Evolved, this is another situation where wholesale price is just not anywhere near what it was before, at least not with any of the distributors that I talked to. It's lower quantities than what we saw for like Paldea Evolved, so it's a smaller restock than even Paldea Evolved. I don't know if the needle's going to move too much on this one specifically. This one's currently sitting at $113.52, which is just off of its one-year high of $115.42. You can see back in November of 2023, it was sitting at $91.71. It's grown quite a bit. 15% is a lot of growth over the past year for Obsidian Flames, especially a set like Obsidian Flames, where the chase is just that basically Charizard. You know, it's that SIR Charizard, it's the gold Charizard. even the regular Charizard, which has been reprinted multiple times, and you've got a full art Charizard in there as well. So pull rate's still really good on Obsidian Flames. It looks like there's going to be more booster boxes that hit the market. I just don't think it's going to move the needle a whole lot because there's not enough of them, first of all, and then the charge being a little bit higher than what we're used to on wholesale is also going to impact things a little bit as well. But more Obsidian Flames, which does mean more booster packs, which is going to help out a lot considering what's happened with booster packs for Obsidian Flames over the past couple months. You can see it at its one-year low in May of 2024. It was down to $2.69. It's gained about 22% just in the last few months, just over the summer. Quantities starting to fall off a little bit as the booster pack starts going up in price. It's sitting at $3.47 currently, but a lot of growth in a short period of time. So this should slow that down a little bit. Another product that's getting restocked is Temporal Forces booster boxes. These are the couple that are scratching my head a little bit. Temporal Forces didn't make a whole lot of sense. It's already fairly low as far as booster boxes go. Now, I understand more booster boxes is always going to be a good thing because there's just not enough out there right now for people who like to collect sealed. And Temporal Forces still very cheap, you're only looking at $104 for on TCG Player. Again, it's a situation where you're not buying them at your normal wholesale price, so you're getting very close to that price point just by adding any to your inventory. In April of 2024, this is at about $101.81. It's been relatively flat for the past 6 months, really since Temporal Forces came out. There's a lot of really cool cards in Temporal Forces, but it did move up to about 108, came back down to about 104, and that's where it's sitting at right now, which is relatively flat over the past year. But there will be more coming, which is going to impact booster pack prices as well. This has been very flat over the past few months. It did jump up a little bit in May. It went from about $2.68 up to about $3.25. It's still up about 7.5%. It came back down a little bit, but this should bring it back down to closer to that $2.75 price point. So one of the products that makes you scratch your head a little bit. And then same thing with Paradox Rift. More Paradox Rift, which I didn't even know Paradox Rift was that low in stock at the way it is. Paradox Rift had a big restock recently. So to get more product seems a little bit of a head scratcher. Now, it has gone up a little bit. You're looking at about 8% growth over the past 6 months. In April, it was down to $95.75, but it has been relatively flat really since June when that original restock kind of hit. It was up to $106.52. Now it's sitting at $103.62, but more Paradox Rift that's going to be hitting the market as well. Again, another situation where it's going to be a little bit above wholesale, and it's not even selling for that much above wholesale right now, but at least that's going to sustain us a little bit moving into the new year. And who knows, maybe as we get closer to the holiday season, maybe they'll drop more 151, they'll drop more Paldea Evolve, they'll drop more Twilight Masquerade, the products that really are struggling right now as far as stock levels go. And I understand not everybody always loves reprints, but these are sets that are going to be in format for competitive play for over a year yet. So they are going to be very important for people to have access to at relatively inexpensive prices. The booster pack for Paradox Rift also up about 10% over the past 6 months or so. However, it's been up and down quite a bit. In August, it was all the way down to $2.75. That's at 6-month low. Now it's jumped up to about $3.09. You probably will see this drop below $3 again very, very soon. But that's Paradox Rift, and that's another product that's getting restocked. Those are the big ones for right now. And again, they might release more, and there might be more stock coming in the near future. But the big one is obviously that Paldea Evolve. That's going to impact the market a little bit, but don't expect it to impact the market a lot. At least not in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong. This could just be the distributors that I talk to. Obviously, there's dozens. There's over a dozen distributors that are in the United States, and I only work with a few of them. So there could be other situations where one distributor is like, hey, yeah, we'll sell you 100 cases at $90 a piece, which obviously is going to bring that market price down quite a bit. However, the ones that I've talked to, they're not charging the original wholesale price. They're actually charging closer to market price, which is going to impact things a little bit. So I want to put that data out there so that way you had accurate information. It doesn't look like a full reprint to me. It looks more like a restock for a lot of this stuff, and we could see more so of that in the near future. So I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please hit that subscribe button down below, leave a like, leave a comment. It goes a really long way for the algorithm. Thank you just for taking the time to be here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for everything. You guys are absolutely amazing. I love you guys. We'll be back on Sunday with another video. Until next time, peace.